I got it. All right. All right. Welcome to the 2:00 show of Ward Wrestling Live. We have another amazing wrestling coach in our country, in Coach Victor Coronado out of summer Fredericksburg in Iowa. And he brought some of his friends. We've got three amazing girl wrestlers with him. Raina, you'll see in the Cougar shirt, Gracie in the SWAT shirt, and Liz in the volleyball shirt. Did I get that right, ladies?
Yeah.
Awesome. So he just started the program out there. It's a first-year program. He came from New York State, where he was a 3-time New York State qualifier and a 2-time state placer. As a senior, coach was in Win magazine. So he knows a little bit about this wrestling thing, and he's got three amazing girls right there on his team. I believe he's coaching the JV too and helping with the boys a little bit. But welcome, coach. Welcome, girls. Thanks so much for coming on with me. It's an honor to have you and talk a little bit about the times we're in. Obviously, we're coming through the other side of this. But what have you guys been doing during the kind of stay-at-home thing?
Well, myself, I also coach baseball too. So I'm the head.
Oh, nice.
So doing that, getting on the mat when possible. Girls.
I've been playing softball and babysitting for his kids.
For me, yeah.
Oh, there we go. There
Yeah.
we go. Have you guys been doing any off-season work?
Well, right now we're so engaged with. So actually, these two will be coming back next year for us. So they'll kind of be our leaders. But we're so engaged with everything going on, and we're not allowed to get into schools right now with the COVID going on. They're really strict. So we're doing what we can, but I like to let them take a little time too and do some other things. I'm a big fan of multiple sport athletes. So.
Oh, there you go. So you guys are doing softball now? Is that what I heard?
Yep,
All three of you?
just me.
Just her. She's graduated.
Oh, are you going off to wrestle or play sports at another level?
No,
She did look at she had talked to Grandview coach, and she had talked to some other coaches. But I think she's gonna kind of go a different route. We had some visits set up to go and take, but they kept getting pushed back with COVID and whatnot. And we do have a couple other girls that are gonna go and wrestle, but I don't know what you're gonna major in. So.
Oh, Coach Vaya is out there at Grandview is unbelievable. She's a Florida girl too, and she's coaching up there. And
That lady you spoke to. Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so the other two, what are your goals next year? What are you guys looking into doing? Why was wrestling the choice? What has it meant to you?
I just think it was like something new and it was a new opportunity. And I actually didn't start right away, but then her and one of my other friends said, "Oh, you should really come out." And I was like, I don't know if I want to do it with basketball and everything. And then I was like, whatever, I'll do it. So I came out.
Nice. And what kind of success have you guys had already you've been doing it since 9th grade or?
Well, she's been around it. So all three of these girls, this was their first live competition this year. So they had been around it, and this was their first year. And I mean, overall as a team, we had after day one at the state tournament, 100 teams, we're sitting in 15th place with only 5 girls.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, so we had some success this year, and like I said, we got a late start too. That's the other thing. So we didn't start until almost December, right?
Yeah.
Wow, are you guys loving it?
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
Keeps you in shape too for the other sports?
Mhm. Yeah. Yep.
Not dad bod shape like me? No.
They see that in coach every day. So
Yeah, that's funny. So, well, talk to us about your wrestling program and your coach and the culture and the program and how it's going out there.
So you guys want me to start, or you guys want to go
You
first?
can
Okay.
start.
So we have a really successful boys program too. Coach Meyer, he's kind of been at the helm there for a long time, and they've been very, very successful year in and year out, getting guys to the state tournament. And this year it was kind of just one of those things where we had a couple girls come to me. I work at the school, so I had a couple girls come and like, hey, we really want to do this girls wrestling thing. So I was, being the guy I am and loving wrestling, I was like, let's do it. So we had some girls. We had one girl was Isabel Meyer. She was one that started it. Another girl was Caitlin Bartles. Then we kept talking to girls, and we had to work around the boys' schedule a lot. So we had morning practices. So these girls were going 6 o'clock in the morning. Then they were going to whatever else they do after that, going to school. So they were putting in a lot of time and effort, and we got going. It's kind of a rough start, as much things are when they're new. They didn't know how much it took to be successful, I guess, at wrestling. Right, girls? Am I correct?
Yeah.
So it got to a point where it's like, hey, girls, I really need you to sit down and decide if this is something you want to do. And came back after Thanksgiving break, and they're all like, hey, we want to do it. So I said, all right, we're in. So I started working with some ADs, and we went to a couple hours away to a tournament. We wrestled with independents. We saw several good teams. We had a lot of success. We ended up, like I said, going to the state tournament, and the girls wrestled real tough. This girl here, she was beating the number 2 girl in the state for a long time there. With her inexperience and not having a lot of mat time, she ended up getting caught with about 30 seconds, but she was in that match. And then I think that also happened at the state tournament with Kylie, who's gone currently. But we just, like I said, we grew throughout the year. The girls, I love coaching first year athletes because they want to learn, especially girls too, believe it or not. And it was new for me going to a girls tournament and not being at a boys one. That was definitely an experience.
That's also obviously a great experience for you girls. And next year, nothing will be new to you. So you'll be able to understand how to prepare and what to go into. And I don't know, just have a good time and get out there and do your thing, right? What has it meant? I know, Coach, you mentioned that growing a first year program, something that was really important to you that you had to kind of get involved in is getting the school and the community to support it.
Mm-hmm.
So how important was that to do? And what was the process that you had to go through to kind of get that support and prove that, hey, this is something that works, and like it or not, girls wrestling right now is the #1 growing sport in the country. So
absolutely,
it's a big deal.
So what we did this year is to kind of, I guess, to brand ourselves a little bit and get people to know we had a program. We created our Facebook page, so we were able to stream a lot of the girls' matches. And there was some times where we'd have 250 people watching these girls wrestle. So people were getting to see them wrestle, and like we'd come back from a tournament, and these girls would come up to me and be like, "Hey, so and so would like to come out and join. So and so would like to come out and join." And I think by one point we had 16 to 18 girls in our wrestling room by the end of the year.
That's awesome.
And then as we started to have success, we did have a meet at home. These two got to wrestle at home. So people got to see that. We just, like I said, we just really pushed it by everywhere I went. I felt like after that Facebook started, everybody's like, "Hey, I saw you got girls wrestling. So you got some girl wrestlers." And then getting to know these 3. If you got to know these 3 girls, are just they look like they're sweethearts, but they're tough, and getting to watch them wrestle. And it was a process, but like I said, the Facebook Live stuff really helped us grow it. I mean, people got on board after they saw it. At one point, I think one of our videos had like 600, 500 watches on it, and watching them wrestle at a tournament. That's cool to see.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me. I started out with like 5 people watching the show, and now sometimes I get, nothing. I mean, unless you're like CNN or something, you don't get like a ton of views live.
Mm-hmm.
But once it circulates is when you start to collect the views. And then when I started seeing videos get like 100 and 200 and 300,
Mm-hmm.
and then now some of my videos are in the thousands, I'm like, wow. Like, so I definitely understand. It's been pretty cool for me. Like I honestly get people that contact me now and are like, "Oh my God, I want to be on the show." And almost on my side, I'm like, "Oh my God, somebody wants to talk to me." Like I'm not like this guy. Like I think people think I'm sitting here like, "Oh, you got to talk to me. I'm the guy now," right? But I'm as excited as they are to be on like I'm as excited as you are to have you. So it's kind of weird that way, but it's kind of been what I have done. I know you spent you obviously you're from New York. You coached in New York. That whole tri-state area is the hotbed of wrestling.
Yeah, I actually was on a couple state teams with like Kyle Dake and some of the bigger, the bigger names in wrestling. So, Mike Neverger, who was over at, he wrestled at Coronado. I wrestled Mike Evans back in the day. I had some guys, some tough guys in that area that I got to see. So.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So talk about a little bit about that. Like I just had Coach DePaul on, who's in Western Iowa. I don't know.
Yep.
That's closer or near you or what, but obviously we know how good wrestling is in the tri-state area, and what have you brought to Iowa that you feel can put wrestling maybe on that type of level there.
Mm-hmm.
Like in New Jersey, they just had the state girls tournament was over 700 girls, which was insane.
Yeah, I guess I bring it. There's the Iowa style, the typical Iowa style wrestling, which I love it. I'm more of a, and you could ask these girls, I'm kind of a slick wrestler. I like to add in the sneaky low singles, or I like to ride legs, and then I'm, bringing to the table. I'm a student of the game. I want to grow it. I want to do whatever I can, and I want to learn. And my mind's constantly running, about wrestling and baseball or whatever it be I'm doing at that time. And like these girls, I'd come into practice and be like, hey, let's try this new move today. And they'd try it and they would do it great. But just being from the East Coast and being involved, I spent a little time wrestling for Shamrock Wrestling, Scott Green. He's at Wyoming Seminary, getting to see what he brought to the table. And I follow him and seeing how great of a coach he is. And, it's just, like I said, being out East, it's just a different type of style. We don't like to bang so much. We like to lull you to sleep or hit you with something low. And so
yeah, definitely. Have you do you think I don't know how much traveling you did this year being a first year program, but do you see yourself taking these girls maybe next year or as you grow the program out to some of these national tournaments to get some exposure?
I would love to, and I know, and that's the one thing, their parents are really on board. Some of the greatest parents, like they'd come and support us, and they let me coach. They understand I'm an energetic guy, and these girls will tell you I'm up and down in the corner, and I mean, I know most of the parents would probably be on board, and I try to leave it up to the girls. I want them to enjoy the sport first, and then after that, whatever falls in line will, I guess. We got some exposure being at the state tournament this year. I think, what did you girls think of that? I mean, they got to wrestle in front of a couple thousand people.
And right now it's folk style, right?
Yep.
So are you doing have you started to incorporate some freestyle for the next level for them?
And we've talked about it a little bit, but like I said, being so new, I didn't want to throw too much at them. We only had 2 weeks of practice and we were competing. I think Raina was one of my Raina was one of my original girls to start, so I think we were just talking about it. What we have, maybe a week?
Practices before we did our first tournament.
Oh wow.
So it was one of those things, like, if we're gonna do it, we're both feet in, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how much fun. How would you compare girls? How would you compare wrestling to the other sports that you compete in, and how do you think wrestling has helped you be better in those sports?
You want to start, Raina?
Well, like wrestling, it's just you out there. So everything you do, everybody's watching. Whereas like I played volleyball, so that's like a team effort. And when you're on the mat, like the adrenaline that hits you is crazy because it is just, and it's kind of scary, but it's really fun at the same time.
Nice, awesome. And how do you think that's helped you in volleyball?
Honestly, it's just like the sports made me tougher. So like I'm a back row player, so I'm diving all over for the ball. And before, I honestly, like you could probably ask Gracie, like I was kind of scared to go for it. It's not as bad, and I'm like more open to like just throwing myself around.
Nice. Well, good for you. How about you, Gracie?
Kind of the same thing. Like she said, it's all you out there, and it's all yourself. So nobody can help you get through it other than, like he'll be screaming, but sometimes you don't hear him, and you just got to do it if you want to win. And
Yeah. Has it helped you? Has it helped you be more disciplined in your other sports?
Yeah,
Well, and
Right answer.
with her,
Yeah.
she cut a little bit of weight this year sometimes too. So she got to get the experience of all of it,
Oh, nice.
so,
Yeah, I have a 14-year-old, and over the it was his third wrestling season, but only his second year.
okay.
If that makes sense, because the
Yep.
years kind of, and yeah, it was, I don't know what point last summer, or maybe going towards the end of the summer, it just kind of clicked, and he's in the kitchen himself now. He knows when he has to cut back and make weight, and when he can eat what he wants. He's kind of getting to the point where he knows, like, today I can have a donut and pizza, but tomorrow,
Yeah,
tomorrow,
yeah.
tomorrow
Tomorrow,
I gotta hit the bike. Yeah, yeah. So like the other day, his cousins were over, and they brought donuts, and then at dinner they brought pizza, and like I could see the little pop belly come out of him. And he's like, "Yeah, I had a fat day. I'm gonna have to hit the bike tomorrow." So he kind of understands it and everything. And it's been fun. I've got 10 questions. I kind of geared them around you, coach, but I can try and I'll figure it out.
yeah. Hey,
All right. So you're from New York. New York is a big hot dog town. Are you going Sabret's or Hebrew National?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I haven't been home in a while. It's because I wrestle at Upper Iowa here, and my wife's from Iowa, so I haven't been home. That's a hard question, I guess.
You haven't been home in a long time, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been 3 or 4 years, about 3 years.
So I should have geared my questions around like Iowa.
Yeah, I guess I consider myself an Iowan now.
Oh, you'll know all these.
Yeah,
Are you a Yankees fan or a Mets fan?
I'm gonna go Mets. Mike Piazza,
Like,
he's
yeah. When you go back home to Manhattan, are you like uptown, midtown, or downtown?
well, my sisters are more downtown, so I spend a lot of time with them. So I'd say more downtown.
Nice.
My mom and dad, long story. So my mom and dad are actually upstate too. So spend a lot of time upstate with them as well.
Cool. Do you go like that Midwest deep dish pizza or that New York thin crust?
Me and my wife have this discussion all the time too. I like that thin stuff, but I do like I'm just a pizza guy. So I will say the wings don't compare out here to back home. So
So are you more of like when you were home, were you more of a Coney Island guy or a Six Flags guy?
Coney Island for sure.
You the Giants, you go Eli Manning or Phil Simms?
Ooh, that's a hard pick. I actually have a Phil Simms signed football helmet, but Dad is the biggest Giants fan in the world. So, and he's an Eli guy, so I'm Eli, I think.
All right, you going hot pastrami or meatball sliders?
Ooh, hot pastrami.
Are you going street pretzel or potato knish?
Street pretzel for sure.
So up in New York, there's a big tournament called the Journeyman. Out in Michigan is the Grappler. Journeyman or Grappler?
Journeyman.
Journeyman. It's a big time tournament. Both of them, right? Both of them have been.
Yep.
And that's awesome.
There's also the Eastern States Classic and whatnot as well. So there's a couple good ones back there.
Nice. Well, girls, sorry I didn't engage these 10 questions around you guys. I can make some stuff up real quick if you want me to.
Yeah, I mean,
like yellow corn or white corn.
No, like I said, I wanted to bring them on because they were a big part of what started our program this year. Isabel, unfortunately, she was a girl that helped us start everything. And I used to tell these girls all the time, hey, I'm super proud of you, because they would just battle. I mean, and they'd be like, Coach, we know you're proud of us. We get it, like just to see them to make that change of like understanding what wrestling was from the start to like when we got to the state tournament was incredible. I'm not kidding, you know, to be in 15th place after day one, over 100 teams with 5 girls, I was over the moon. I think, what did we finish? Top 35, I think. We're top 35, you know, with.
Awesome. Hey, somebody named Christian Flavin
Yep.
just posted here. He says he wants to know what kind of college you girls are looking to go to.
Well, these two, like I said, they began to talk to some schools this year. She's kind of taken the wrestling thing, and I think you're done with it, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, what do you two, I mean, we've had the talks of you guys possibly maybe someday wrestling in college. Is that something you want to do? I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, at this point, I don't even know. I mean,
What grade are you guys? What grade are you guys in right now?
I'll be a junior next fall, and I'll be a senior next fall.
Nice. Well, the gentleman, Christian Flavin, who is talking to us right now, is the other coach at Life University in Georgia. So
okay.
he's obviously, he hears you guys talking, growing a program. So I'm sure he'll keep an eye on you ladies. They have an amazing wrestling program there, boys and girls. So maybe he'll reach out and see you ladies wrestle over the.
Hey, this one right here, she was one match away. Maybe you might have had 12 matches all year, and or 12 practices, and would you have 8 matches, 9 matches this year before state? She one match away from the placing at the state tournament with very little experience. So
a little bit of coaching, a little bit of Christian Flavin and Ashley Sword might help you out over there if you wanted to go to college.
And like I said, we did look at Grandview and William Penn. We had talked to both of them coaches, but everything kept falling apart and we just couldn't make it work. And then now we're in summer and they're playing this sport and playing that sport. And
Hey, listen, Coach Valles is great and she's amazing as well. A lot of great coaches out there, especially in the NAIA. I mean, I just saw a school in Iowa that left NCAA to go NAIA. So it's definitely a growing division there. So that's awesome. Well, so you guys in Iowa, I guess you're known for like the tenderloin sandwich, right? Like the big fried
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Is that your thing? You all like that?
I know.
Yeah. They make them enormous here too. It's like the bun is just.
I was seeing the pictures. I was like, wow. I was talking to the other coach that's from the Northeast, and he said, okay, the one thing that Iowa does have is they got some killer steaks out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't compete with like the Phillies over there or the pierogies and stuff like that. But
Pierogies.
yeah, some good meat out there. Well, hey, ladies, I wish you a ton of luck. I'm so happy you guys have a girls program out there. I'm so happy you're involved in it, and just keep kicking ass and having a good time and enjoy yourself. And Coach, obviously, it's great what you're doing for the kids, and I hope you've enjoyed my platform. And please feel free to share this wherever you want to. And have a great weekend.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on. Take care.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Take care.